Hello everybody, 29th of July 2015, it's Dan here from Essex, United Kingdom. That honeybee there in the hollyhocks. There's lots of honeybees all around here, or bumblebees. I'm not an expert in insects, but all pollinating lovely, collecting their pollen. You can see they're absolutely covered in it. And over here as well, a hoverfly, which hoverflies are also good for this sort of thing. So this is what we know if we want to be aiming for in a garden if we can. Something that attracts bees. So it's brilliant. Here we go. Look at him look up there. Anyway, now, point of the video today, just to show you, we'll give you a quick update on certain things. Doesn't this look pretty? Look, I don't know what it is, but lovely, isn't it? Okay, now, you can see we've got, look at these grapes. Oh, dearie me. Nowhere near ready, of course. But there's probably, I would say, certainly in excess of 100 grape bunches on here. We're going 200, I would say. Another one here. These got a bit more pruning to do on this vine, I think. Very strong rootstock. I don't exactly know. I know it's Lakemont seedless, but I don't know what rootstock it was grafted onto. But that is powerful. Show you a bit more. Dearie me, they're all under here as well. Look. Have to be careful though, because later in the year, wasps love these, as do squirrels. I might have to learn to make some wine, I think. Haven't got a clue, but I'm sure I could learn. Got some different vines here. I don't know what these are, but these were grown from cuttings, these ones, of an unknown vine, but they're red grapes. Not yet they're not, but they will be. They've got lots of bunches on as well. You see they're all under there, all hanging nicely. We'll go to the muscat block. This is muscat block. This is meant to be one of the best varieties to grow outside, black grape varieties to grow outside in the UK. We'll see, but certainly decent amount of grapes on. This is the first year that this vine has produced. I believe it's been in the ground for about 2 years, 2 or 3 years. I forget when I exactly set it, but that should be interesting to see. So we've got Muscat Blanc, French, and this one here, Lakemont Seedless, which is an American variety, which is meant to be the best variety to grow outside in the UK. This is against the south. I believe it's the south or southwest facing wall. So, so brilliant year this year for grapes. Now this here is James Grieve apple, Scottish variety, allegedly good for tolerating wet weather, which appears to be true because it's been very wet here the last few days, and the fruit looks quite nice. James Grieve, they do turn a lovely colour. You can see the bit where that faces the sun has got a lovely red blemish on it. I think it's a very tasty apple myself. Earlier on in the season you can use them as cooking apples as well. Obviously these are nowhere near ready, but look at that. Hopefully it's going to be a brilliant year for apples. Certainly looks okay so far. I mean, I've got to prop this tree up because as you can see it's got so much fruit on it that the branches touching the touching the ground, but lovely fruit, aren't they? I didn't thin these, I just left them. You know me, I like a bit of nature. I'm certainly not going for any profit growing, at least not yet. And I'm not worried about fruit being particularly all the same shape or anything. I just want it to taste nice. So that's apple variety James Grieve. It's only a small tree, but it's got a lot of fruit on it. This here, this is Early Rivers plum. It's a nice plum, small, but they tend to be ready early, hence the name Early Rivers. Only problem is, look at that wasp. You're eating my fruit. How dare you? See him in there? Look at that. But then on the other hand, it's nature, isn't it? It is possible to hang up jam jars full of jam, surprisingly, on the tree, and the wasps will go in there, and that will be a way of cutting them down, but that's okay. These are quite a nice tasting plum, sort of sweet and tangy. There's a decent amount on there. So that's an Early Rivers plum. And this is a Concord pear. Not very big yet, but they've got a long way to go. Self-fertile Concord pear, so that's one of the best things about this, because many pears are not self-fertile, they require more than one tree. Not the best soil here, it must be said, but even in this poor soil, this tree is producing. Produces about, I don't know, 20 or 30 plums, sorry, 20 or 30 pears every year, and it looks about the same this year, so they're very tasty. They're good. Okay, so that's just a very brief update on the small backyard orchard. And if there's any questions, feel free to ask.